complicated way to go about all of that.
Those tan ones are real smooth with going up and down.
They are, but people had all their stuff on them. So, you know, I adapted.
You're the only one with a tan one.
Look at that other one. There's just like a mountain of things on it.
I can move
Okay,
it.
so our first thing is going to be shoulder flexion. What muscles help us with shoulder flexion?
Deltoid.
Anterior deltoid.
Deltoids.
Yes, and does it start with a C?
It does.
Coracobrachialis.
Good. I think the other group got it first.
What'd they say?
Coracobrachialis.
I said it second.
So anterior deltoid, coracobrachialis.
Good job.
And then technically the long head of the biceps can help, but we have a different way of going about the biceps. And we want it. Oh yeah. So we're gonna worry about the biceps a little bit later. So we're gonna change her hand position so that she's not supinated to try to not kick the biceps in. So you remember how when we were talking about elbow flexion, we changed that position. We try to quote unquote minimize the effect of the bicep. So we're gonna do that here too when she goes into shoulder flexion. Okay. So we're gonna leave her where thumbs up, or if you absolutely wanted to, she can be palm down. She's just definitely not gonna be supinated. Okay. So we're gonna start with just kind of in neutral position, and then I'm gonna do the movie sweep of the hair. Okay, that's not creepy at all, so it's fine. You can do that if you're patient. So that's the position I want her in. I'm gonna stand in front, stabilize here, kind of across the, I'd say the top of the shoulder, but it's really kind of where the upper trap is. Okay, so I don't really want to be out on the true shoulder, but where you think of when you just would say, I'm gonna put my hand on your shoulder. Or I'm going to give you a light massage in your shoulder. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so that's where my stabilizing hand is going to go. All right. Am I supposed to say anything else? No, I think that's everything I'm supposed to say. She got tired. Okay. So I think those are all the things I'm going to say to you. All right, so I'm going to get my hand here. All right, always want to make sure she can go through the full range of motion first. So, ma'am, I want you to take your arm, go all the way up over your head as high as you can go. Okay, can I see you do that? Oh, and has full motion against gravity. So what does she get, Sandy? 3.
You're gonna be saying
Sandy
that in
started
sleep.
with, it was just a 1 with just this one finger up, and then the other one's popped up real quick. So it's 3. That's 3. Okay. So now that I know she has that, then I'm going to bring her to 90 degrees. 90 degrees of shoulder flexion. Not shoulder scaption. And not shoulder abduction, shoulder flexion. So she's going to stay lined up, right? We're going to make sure she's lined up. What happens if she gets out here?
Then it's different
plane.
different muscles.
Different plane, different muscles. Perfect. Look at that. And everyone
That's
says it so like
I
enthusiastically.
agree too. We got it right.
So I'm going to put my hand back towards that kind of upper trap region so I stabilize. Hold here for me.
Look, I can get you with your
Good. I'm
pencil.
going to give you some pressure. Don't let me move you. All right. Hold there for me. Hold, 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 hold. Good. And then relax. Okay. Did Ann move?
Yes.
Yes. So is she getting a 5?
No.
No. Okay. But I would say she was able to take moderate to maximum pressure. So what number would she get?
4 plus.
4 plus out of 5. Okay.
Is there any 5
Not
minus?
good enough.
There's no such thing as a 5 minus.
Okay.
Because
But
what does 4 plus mean? Read your sheet. What does 4 plus mean?
Moderate to
Moderate to
start.
max.
So there's nothing else, right? Because if she can take max, then she's getting 5.
Well, all the other ones is like
Put-
slight difference, but it's good. I'm all good.
Yeah.
We're both over here
I
like,
know.
you need to put pressure, right?
Okay. You good?
Yep.
All right. So now that we're kind of moving on to our more normal positioning, so the scapula is a little wackadoo, right? Because it's weird to think about. Where's a proximal thing? Where's a distal thing? Right. Now we have distal segments. How does Chrissy feel when we do anything over here on this distal
Not
segment?
good. She didn't come
Fingers.
with a wrist problem.
She didn't come with a wrist problem. We're not going to give her a wrist problem. But also, if I'm trying to look at her strength, what happens if I start pressing here?
You get
Now
a lot
you
more
get-
leverage.
That's
Right.
leverage. Yeah.
So-
Bear drinker muscle.
Yeah, so we have different muscle groups that are going to come in and play. It's also, remember now, this is where you are trying to gauge your force, okay? So if she starts engaging some of her elbow flexors because of where I'm putting my pressure, so I want you to try to kind of bend your elbow a little bit in. So now she's able to use her elbow flexors to try to help sustain her arm pressure. So what's that going to do to my reading, what I think, when I'm trying to judge how much force she's able to sustain?
It's going to give you 4.
Right, it's gonna mess me up. Like I can't tell who's doing what. Right?
So it's not
I'm
just
going
the
to be
gradient?
only at this segment. She's moving only this segment, so I'm staying at the distal end of that segment. So
That's why you put pressure,
that's where I'm gonna put pressure. So
Distal end of humerus, right?
distal end of the humerus before I cross the joint. Distal end of the segment. So I'm gonna stabilize proximally, pressure at the distal end of the segment. Okay? So the only thing that we're really looking for here, you can look for two different things. Is this shoulder just elevating? Okay, so as I'm giving more pressure here, is she just shrugging? Shrugging? Okay? Because if she's doing that, then that's not helping. That's just her upper trap working. Alright, the other thing is kind of what Kayleen answered. I don't want to see her drift this way, because then she's starting to pull in other muscle groups. So she goes from flexion, drifting toward abduction. She's trying to use kind of the middle delt, maybe a little bit of supraspinatus. She's using other muscles to get over there. So keep her in flexion the whole time. Pressure, distal segment, proximal hand is going to stabilize. So that's our force. Good?
Yes.
Okay. How are we going to eliminate gravity?